Hey there, welcome to a new structure in the Countryle videos. I'm going to start doing my summaries of the previous day's country's history um, at the beginning of the Countryle videos instead of the end of the world videos. I feel like it fits better here. So you can skip ahead to the solve. I'll put a chapter marking. But if you're interested in learning more about yesterday's country of Haiti, now is the time. Now, Haiti has a extremely complicated, kind of tragic history that took me a very long time to summarize and will be a bit longer than usual. But stick with me because I think it's really important to know this. Um, I think knowledge is power, and knowing more about what's going on in the world can lead to improvements everywhere. So, the Republic of Haiti is a country that is located on the island of Hispaniola in the Greater Antilles Archipelago of the Caribbean Sea. It occupies the western 3/8 of the island of Hispaniola. The other 5/8 are occupied by the Dominican Republic. Its population is currently about 11.4 million, making it the most populous country in the Caribbean. Its capital is Port-au-Prince. The name Haiti is thought to come from the indigenous Taino language, meaning land of high mountains, and was originally the name of the entire island. The island of Hispaniola has been inhabited for about 7,000 years by groups of Native Americans thought to have arrived from Central or South America. The people who inhabited the island upon the arrival of Europeans were the Taino. Christopher Columbus landed on the island on December 6, 1492, on his first voyage, and claimed the island for the Crown of Castile. He left 39 men on the island to develop a settlement, and those men were eventually killed by the resident Taino people. The sailors, in a familiar story, carried European diseases to the island, which the native peoples lacked immunity to, causing epidemics that killed indigenous inhabitants in large numbers. In addition, the Spanish forced the native peoples into working gold mines and on plantations, which caused further deaths. The Spanish eventually abandoned the western third of the island as they focused their attentions on South America, and French pirates and buccaneers began settling the island. France and Spain divided the island officially in 1697. France renamed their third of the island Saint-Domingue, the French equivalent of Santo Domingo. The French created sugar and coffee plantations and brought enslaved Africans in vast numbers to work these plantations. According to the 1788 census, Haiti's population consisted of approximately 25,000 Europeans, 22,000 free people of color, and 700,000 African slaves. During this period, about one-third of newly imported enslaved Africans died within a few years of arrival, mostly from disease. Over time, some people of color were freed, and these free people of color and people of mixed race ancestry established a whole separate social class. Some of these people began to own property, including other enslaved people. The brutality of French slavery led many slaves to escape to the mountainous regions, where they set up their own autonomous communities and became known as Maroons. A slave rebellion, inspired by the French Revolution and led by Toussaint Louverture and backed by the Spanish on the island, began in 1791. In 1792, slavery was abolished in all French colonies. By the way, forgive my French pronunciation. It is not a language I am terribly good at. Fighting continued in various forms over the following decade. The rebels finally defeated French troops on the 18th of November, 1803, and established the first nation ever to successfully gain independence through a slave revolt. Jean-Jacques Dessalines, a leader of the revolt, was named emperor for life. However, once in power, he ordered the massacre of nearly all remaining white men, women, and children. Fearing reprisal by slave-owning states in the South, U.S. President Thomas Jefferson refused to recognize the new republic. A wave of emigration led to refugees fleeing the island and settling en masse in New Orleans, which is why there is such a connection between Haitian Creole and New Orleans Cajuns. Dessalines was assassinated in 1806. In 1821, President Jean-Pierre Boyer united the island. In 1826, this is a very quick summary, by the way, France formally recognized the independence of the nation in exchange for 150 million francs. This led to extreme economic hardship in the country, which lasted for decades due to the amount of debt, which was not completely repaid until 1947. Boyer was ousted in 1843. Over the next several years, Dominican forces in the east attempted to gain control of the eastern portion of the island. France recognized the Dominican Republic in 1848 as a free and independent state, but Haiti protested. Fighting continued, but in 1855, Britain and France intervened, and an armistice was signed. The Dominicans declared independence as the Dominican Republic. Further political turbulence continued in Haiti, characterized by frequent changes of power, assassinations, and pressure from outside nations. In 1914, fearing German influence, the United States seized $500,000 from Haitian National Bank and removed it for safekeeping in New York. This gave a stable financial base on which to build the economy. In 1915, U.S. President Woodrow Wilson sent troops to Haiti in an attempt to restore order and to protect U.S. interests. U.S. Marines declared martial law. Though U.S. occupation was heavily protested by the Haitian legislature and citizenry, it did improve some of Haiti's infrastructure and helped to centralize power in Port-au-Prince. However, many of these improvements were built using a system that allowed the government to force people at gunpoint into building these improvements. The occupation ended in 1934. Further political instability followed until the overthrow of President Lescaut in 1946. The new president, Estime, sought to improve the economy and education, but he was overthrown in 1950 by Paul Maluart, who was anti-communist and supported by the United States. Some political stability at this point enabled the beginning of tourism to the area. This story of political instability continued, however, with a series of short-lived presidencies from 1956 to 1957. Dr. François Duvalier was elected in 1957 and remained president until his death in 1971. One might call him a dictator. He created a private militia which maintained order by terrorizing the populace. Corruption became widespread, and the bulk of the educated and professional class began leaving the country. He was succeeded by his son in 1971, who continued ruling until 1986. The economy continued its decline during this second Duvalier's rule, and he left the country in 1986. A series of coups occurred until 1994, when the United States sent in 20,000 troops peacefully to restore democratically elected Jean-Bertrand Aristide as president. Unfortunately, this stability was again short-lived. A series of natural disasters and further revolts and political upheaval continued to destabilize the country. Natural disasters included Tropical Storm Jeanne in 2004, which killed 3,006 people, Tropical Storm Faye and Hurricanes Gustav, Hannah, and Ike in 2008, and a magnitude 7.0 earthquake on January 12, 2010. This earthquake killed an estimated 220 to 300,000 people and left 1.6 million homeless. A cholera infection broke out, triggered by a United Nations peacekeeping station that contaminated the country's main river. Over the following decade, another series of questionable elections led to a series of presidents. In 2021, President Moise was assassinated. Another earthquake struck in 2021 as well. As of March 2022, Haiti still had no president, no parliamentary quorum, and further protests had broken out against the government and rising fuel prices. So things are still not settled there. In theory, Haiti has a semi-presidential republic. However, Haitian politics, as noted, have been contentious and unstable, resulting in 32 coups over the last 200 years. Haiti has consistently ranked among the most corrupt countries in the world. However, interestingly, Haiti's violent crime rate is actually lower than most in the region, largely due to an effective and advanced police force. Haiti is one of the poorest countries in the Americas due to corruption, political instability, poor infrastructure, lack of healthcare, and lack of education. Unemployment is high. Demographically, Haiti's population is made up largely of descendants of former enslaved Africans. The two official languages of Haiti are French and Haitian Creole. Haiti's culture is a rich blend of traditional French and West African customs with contributions from Spanish and Taino peoples. It is famous for its Creole cuisine. Haiti ranks 163rd on the Human Development Index and 172nd in nominal GDP per capita. Infant mortality is 49.2 deaths per 1,000 live births. Life expectancy is just 64.3 years, and the literacy rate is only 61.7%. So I guess not everywhere can be perfect, but it is very sad because it has such an interesting and inspiring beginning. So let's solve Countryle we'll start with Haiti, of course, as we always do. All right, we are staying in the Americas. We're going to a smaller country to the southwest. Okay, let's try Costa Rica. Oh, hey, that was good. It was kind of an advantage starting there in Haiti, though. Awesome. All right, well, we will learn more about Costa Rica in tomorrow's Countryle video. Feel free to leave a comment here or on today's Wordle video, which is linked below, with a starting word for tomorrow's Wordle related to today's Countryle answer of Costa Rica. And I will see you then for the next Countryle.